For decades, Jennifer Aniston has been one of Hollywood's most admired and talked about stars. From her breakout role as Rachel Green on Friends to her enduring success as a producer, entrepreneur, and actress, she has remained a constant presence in popular culture. Yet despite all the fame, award, and public attention, there's always been one question that seems to follow her everywhere. How has she managed to stay so grounded while living under such an intense spotlight? Now, at 55, Jennifer Aniston is opening up in a way that feels more honest, reflective, and revealing than ever before. And in doing so, she confirmed what many fans have long suspected, that her greatest strength has never been her beauty, her fame, or even her talent. It has been her resilience that Jennifer's journey in Hollywood has been anything but simple. While many know her as America's sweetheart, her path to success was built on years of determination, rejection, and hard work. Before becoming a household name, she faced countless auditions and setbacks. She was once told that she might never truly make it in the entertainment industry. But rather than letting those doubts define her, she used them as motivation. That perseverance paid off in 1994 when she landed the role that would change her life forever. As Rachel Green on Friends, Jennifer became part of one of the most beloved television ensembles in history. The series transformed her into an international superstar almost overnight. Her hairstyle became a global trend. Her comedic timing won widespread praise, and audiences connected deeply with her warmth and relatability. But with massive fame came enormous pressure. Jennifer has often spoken about how difficult it was to navigate the sudden level of scrutiny that accompanied her success. Every aspect of her life, from her career choices to her relationships, became tabloid material. The public felt as though they knew her, yet much of what was written about her was far from the truth. Perhaps no part of her life was examined more intensely than her personal relationships. Her marriage to Brad Pitt, and the very public end of that marriage, became one of the most talked about celebrity stories of the early 2000s. For years, Jennifer found herself at the center of relentless media speculation. Headlines painted narratives that often had little to do with reality. In recent years, Jennifer has spoken candidly about how painful that period was. She has admitted that being reduced to tabloid storylines was deeply frustrating. People often assumed they understood her experiences, but only she knew the true emotional toll. Through it all, she maintained remarkable grace, refusing to allow public perception to define her identity. One of the biggest assumptions people made about Jennifer was that she was somehow incomplete without marriage or children. For years, the media perpetuated the outdated idea that a woman's happiness must be tied to those milestones. Jennifer has firmly challenged that notion. She has made it clear that fulfillment comes in many forms and that every person's journey is unique. Her openness on this subject resonated with millions of women around the world. By speaking honestly about societal expectations, she helped broaden the conversation about what it means to live a full and meaningful life. Success, love, and happiness cannot be measured by a single standard. At 55, Jennifer appears more comfortable in her own skin than ever before. She has embraced the wisdom that comes with age, rejecting the unrealistic standards often imposed on women in Hollywood. Rather than chasing youth, she has focused on health, balance, and authenticity. She has also become a passionate advocate for wellness, not in pursuit of perfection, but in pursuit of well-being. From physical fitness to mental health, Jennifer emphasizes the importance of taking care of oneself holistically. She has spoken about therapy, self-reflection, and the value of setting boundaries, topics that were once considered taboo. This willingness to be vulnerable has only strengthened her connection with fans. People admire Jennifer not just because of her success, but because of her honesty. She has shown that even those who seem to have it all face challenges, insecurities, and moments of doubt. Professionally, Jennifer continues to thrive. Her performances in projects like The Morning Show have demonstrated her range as an actress and her ability to evolve with time. She has moved far beyond the sitcom role that first made her famous, proving herself as a dramatic performer and influential producer. Her work ethic remains one of her defining qualities. Colleagues frequently describe her as dedicated, prepared, and deeply collaborative. Even after decades in the industry, she approaches each project with the same enthusiasm and commitment that marked her early career off-screen. Jennifer has cultivated meaningful friendships that have stood the test of time. Her close bond with her friends' co-stars remains especially cherished by fans. These relationships have provided stability and support throughout the many highs and lows of her life. In many ways, Jennifer's story is one of reinvention. She has continually adapted, grown, and redefined herself without losing sight of who she is. That ability to evolve while remaining authentic is perhaps one of the reasons she has remained so beloved for so long. What is it that Jennifer Aniston has finally admitted? Simply this: life rarely unfolds according to plan, and that is perfectly okay. So, what is it that Jennifer Aniston has finally admitted? Simply this: life rarely unfolds according to plan, and that is perfectly okay. Happiness is not about meeting other people's expectations. It is about discovering what truly matters to you and having the courage to pursue it. She has acknowledged that some of life's most difficult moments ultimately become its greatest teachers. Heartbreak can lead to growth. Setbacks can inspire transformation. And uncertainty can open doors to possibilities you never imagined. For Jennifer, the secret has never been about having all the answers. It has been about embracing the journey. Flaws, surprises, and all. That perspective has allowed her to move forward with confidence, gratitude, and optimism at 55. Jennifer Aniston is not simply reflecting on her past. She is actively shaping her future. She continues to take on new creative challenges, nurture important relationships, and prioritize her well-being. Her story is still being written. And perhaps that is what fans have always suspected. Beneath the glamour and celebrity, Jennifer Aniston is someone who has learned to value authenticity above all else. She understands that true success is not defined by public approval, but by inner peace. Her journey serves as a reminder that resilience is one of the most powerful qualities a person can possess. It allows us to weather storms, adapt to change, and emerge stronger than before. That Jennifer's enduring appeal lies not just in her talent or timeless charm, but in her humanity. She is relatable because she has faced many of the same questions, pressures, and uncertainties that people everywhere encounter. In the end, Jennifer Aniston's greatest revelation is not shocking or scandalous. It is something far more meaningful. She has learned that the most important relationship we will ever have is the one we have with ourselves. And judging by the confidence, peace, and purpose she radiates today, it is clear that Jennifer Aniston has never been more certain of exactly who she is. As Jennifer Aniston steps further into this stage of her life, the conversation around her continues to evolve. What once centered on gossip and speculation has gradually shifted toward respect and reflection. She is no longer viewed simply as a sitcom star or a tabloid fixture, but as a long-standing figure who has navigated the complexities of fame with unusual stability. Industry insiders often point out that very few actors from her generation have maintained such consistent relevance. Hollywood is known for rapid cycles of fame, where actors rise quickly and fade just as fast. Yet Jennifer has managed to remain both visible and respected across multiple decades. That alone challenges many assumptions about longevity and entertainment. One of the most overlooked aspects of her career is her business acumen. Beyond acting, she has built a strong production portfolio, carefully selecting projects that align with her interests and values. This behind-the-scenes influence has allowed her to shape narratives rather than simply perform in them. Despite her success, Jennifer Aniston has never fully escaped public scrutiny. Even now, every interview, appearance, or social media post is analyzed in detail. The expectation that she should continuously address personal rumors or clarify misunderstandings has followed her for years. What she has admitted more openly in recent times is how exhausting that expectation can be. Living under constant interpretation by strangers creates a unique emotional burden. She has learned to separate her real identity from a version of her that exists in headlines. This emotional boundary has become essential for her well-being. Rather than engaging with speculation, she chooses to focus on meaningful work and personal peace. It is a shift that reflects emotional maturity rather than detachment. At this point in her life, Jennifer Aniston's definition of success has changed significantly. Early in her career, success was measured by roles, awards, and public recognition. Now, it is measured by balance, satisfaction, and creative fulfillment. She has spoken about the importance of choosing projects that genuinely interest her rather than chasing visibility. This approach has allowed her to maintain both artistic integrity and personal happiness. It is a model that many younger actors now look up to. Her role in shaping modern television drama, especially through streaming platforms, has also been significant. By participating in high-quality, character-driven storytelling. She has helped elevate the standards of television acting. Another key element of Jennifer Aniston's life is the stability she has built outside of fame. Her long-term friendships have been a grounding force through decades of change. These relationships provide a sense of normalcy that contrasts sharply with the unpredictability of Hollywood. Unlike many celebrities, she has maintained a relatively private personal life in recent years. This decision reflects a deliberate choice to protect her emotional space. Privacy, for her, is not about secrecy but about preservation. She has also emphasized the importance of surrounding herself with people who are not influenced by fame. This separation allows her to experience relationships based on trust rather than public perception. One of the most significant cultural conversations Jennifer Aniston has unintentionally contributed to is the topic of aging in Hollywood. For decades, the entertainment industry has placed intense pressure on women to remain youthful in appearance and career relevance. Jennifer has consistently challenged these expectations by embracing aging as a natural and valuable process. Rather than denying time, she acknowledges it openly. This perspective has resonated with many who feel pressured by unrealistic standards. Her approach to aging is not framed as resistance, but acceptance. She focuses on health, mental clarity, and emotional strength rather than external validation. This mindset has become a central part of her public identity. Perhaps what fans have long suspected about Jennifer Aniston is not tied to scandal or revelation, but to character. She has always projected a sense of authenticity that feels rare in celebrity culture. Even when surrounded by rumors or speculation, she has remained relatively consistent in how she presents herself. That consistency has created a deep sense of trust between her and her audience. People feel as though they've watched her grow in real time, through both professional milestones and personal challenges in many ways. Her career is a reflection of endurance rather than transformation. She has not reinvented herself dramatically, but has instead refined who she already was at 55. Jennifer Aniston is not signaling an ending, but a continuation. Her recent statements suggest that she sees life as an ongoing process of learning rather than a fixed narrative. She continues to explore new creative opportunities, including producing, acting, and developing projects that reflect her evolving perspective. There's a sense that she is more selective now, but also more confident in her choices. What stands out most is her sense of calm. After decades of public attention, she appears less concerned with external validation and more focused on internal fulfillment. If there is a single takeaway from Jennifer Aniston's journey, it is that public perception rarely captures the full truth of a person's life. Behind the fame, she has experienced growth, struggle, reinvention, and self-discovery. What she has finally admitted is not a dramatic secret, but a simple truth. Happiness is not something granted by success, but something built through understanding oneself over time. Her story continues to unfold, not as a finished headline, but as a living example of resilience, balance, and quiet strength. Over the years, the public conversation around Jennifer Aniston has gradually shifted. What was once dominated by speculation about her private life has slowly been replaced by appreciation for her craft and her longevity in the industry. This transition did not happen overnight. It was a result of decades of consistent professionalism and carefully chosen interviews where she redirected attention away from gossip and toward meaningful topics. Observers note that this change in narrative is rare in celebrity culture. Many public figures struggle to escape early labels placed upon them by media headlines. Jennifer, however, has managed to soften and eventually reshape those perceptions through patience rather than confrontation. Another aspect she has quietly acknowledged is how she learned to process criticism. In the early stages of her fame, negative commentary and distorted stories had a strong emotional impact. Over time, she developed a healthier perspective on public opinion. Instead of reacting to every rumor or misunderstanding, she learned to observe from a distance. This emotional discipline allowed her to maintain stability in an environment that often encourages overexposure and constant explanation. She has described this approach as a form of emotional protection, choosing when to engage and when to let things pass without reaction. It is a skill that many public figures struggle to develop. Jennifer Aniston's growth as an actress is another important part of her journey. While she is still widely recognized for her comedic timing from Friends, her later work reveals a much broader emotional range. Roles in dramatic productions have allowed her to explore complex characters dealing with trauma, grief, and moral ambiguity. This evolution has helped reshape how audiences and critics view her. She is no longer seen only as a sitcom icon, but as a serious performer capable of carrying emotionally demanding roles. This shift did not happen through sudden reinvention, but through gradual, deliberate choices. Beyond acting, Jennifer has played a meaningful role in the evolution of modern television. By participating in high-quality streaming productions, she has helped bridge the gap between traditional network television and the new era of digital storytelling. Her involvement in projects with deeper themes and more sophisticated writing reflects the changing expectations of audiences. Viewers now seek realism, emotional depth, and character complexity, qualities she has increasingly embraced in her recent work. Those close to her often describe Jennifer Aniston as someone who values introspection. Away from cameras and public events, she prioritizes quiet routines, close friendships, and personal reflection. This private side of her life contrasts sharply with the highly visible nature of her career. She has spoken about the importance of routines that ground her, whether through exercise, meditation, or simply